live. This is really exciting. We have an international team joining us this evening. We are with the Edpuzzle team, and we're gonna make sure that they get to introduce themselves. But I just kind of want to set the stage with my colleague Eugenia, who's in Mexico. The reason why we're so excited is because of Super Manny, man. Look at Disco Manny. The reason why our connection, and Manny doesn't even know that we were going to do this, but I want to start by thanking you, Manny, for you were the reason why this partnership. And when we talk about as educators, when we talk about the importance of relationships first, that is what you do. That is what you model. And honestly, your team, your entire Edpuzzle team, does the same thing. And as a partnership, the idea that it's relationships first, and to be on this journey with you is really fantastic, because this is not our first rodeo. You have joined DigCit Summit Latin America before,
yes.
Right? And so
Yes.
it is really wonderful to now, I know that our topic tonight is the puzzle pieces, right? Connect another piece of the puzzle with this journey. I'm going to just, hey, Michael Drezik's joining us live from New York. I know. Thank you so much for joining. But what we're doing tonight, oh, I love it. What we're doing tonight is putting the pieces together between digital citizenship, the SDGs, and Edpuzzle. And so let's just take an opportunity to hear from the team. So Manny, why don't you start us off?
Well, I'm Super Manny Discotheque. We are I'm part of the community team here at Edpuzzle, and we partner because we wanted to do something with digital citizenship. We have some amazing content that Sam down there created. We would talk about Edpuzzle Originals, the DigCit edition. And then my team has all kinds of experience with DigCit. So I'll talk about all kinds of things.
Fantastic. Well, Sam, I know that you're going to get into the originals, but let our audience know. Like, let us hear from you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm Sam, coming to you from North Carolina in the U.S. And so I'm the special projects manager at Edpuzzle. And the latest and greatest special project that we've been doing is Digital Citizenship Week. We've got a collection of 12 lessons, and that's just going to be the start of it. And I'm excited to share it with y'all and share it with the world.
Okay, and to jump in, the Digital Citizenship Week is generally always been the third week in October. And so this will be an opportunity, but I feel like what we're doing is Eugenia and I, we have hosted DigCit Week events since 2009 together some have been a 1 day, some have been 24 hour. We've done week long, but Eugenia, what did we decide to do this year?
Oh, yeah. To make things easier, we decided to make a social media takeover, but not only for 1 day or for the week, but for the whole month. So we are really excited that during the whole month, we're going to highlight on our Instagram account about projects, about students, about anyone who is using digital citizenship and SDGs side by side and sharing their stories to make an impact on their communities. So having Edpuzzle with us is a wonderful opportunity to bring them up and to make the conversation right away and spread it throughout the world, right? Because we are an international community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, talking about international, our next two team members are joining us from international locations. Emran, where are you joining us from?
Hi, I'm from Singapore. It's in the morning over here right now. I used to be a teacher. I was a teacher for 15 years, and I consider DigCit to be very important in my teaching. So I'm excited to be able to share a bit more about this with Edpuzzle and with all of you guys.
Fantastic. And I know that our big focus, we're going to come back to you about that student engagement and students creating in Edpuzzle. So
That's
excited to really touch upon that.
Looking forward to it.
Wonderful. And Majo, you're joining us where?
Yeah, hi everybody. My name is Majo. I'm part of the community team and I'm in Mexico City. So I am very happy to be joining this amazing panel to talk about global goals, Edpuzzle, and everything that can help teachers and students to learn more about a society and the world.
I love it. Well, I know that we're going to come, and maybe we'll start with you about the global goals, that piece of the puzzle, because that's really going to be your area of expertise and what you've done previously in the classroom with students, and then that can really tie in that next piece about the student engagement, and then the Edpuzzle Originals. And so I feel like we're going to have a really great conversation this evening. So you want to tell us like the importance of SDGs and why this isn't just an add-on or one more thing for teachers to do. Like, this is something that we can easily embed into our curriculum, into our daily routine. So we'd love to hear from you.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, before Edpuzzle, I used to be the design and technology teacher and coordinator in a school. And we had to make a project with SDGs. The kid, well, they were sixth graders, so they choose one of the global goals, and my team did the reduce inequalities. It was a big project. Like, they started first doing research on what were the global goals, what they are attempting, and then they created like a solution to reduce inequality. It was a 6-month project, but at the end, what they did was to create videos. Like, they created a movement for social media and created videos that were like making awareness of to making equality by gender, by cultures, religion, etc. So it was a great experience to see how sixth graders think of this kind of solutions for making a better world and a better place. So yeah, it was really, really happy. I was really happy, and I was really honored to see what a 12-year-old could do. I mean, sometimes I think we think that they are not able to do that or to think about big solutions. But yeah, it was great to see how they were really into it, and they were really interested in what's happening to the world, because it is a thing, right? We live with that every single day here in Mexico, in Singapore, in the US. So yeah, I mean, this is a great topic to touch with the kids in school.
Oh, well, I think it's a winning combination. So digital citizenship and the SDGs, it's like the hand in the glove. And I kind of just, while you were speaking, I wanted to be like, yes, about just what, it was like a passion project, and it turned into a movement, and it was student voice first. And this is what our entire month is, when we're doing our social media classroom takeovers, that it's kind of like having that opportunity to see, what does this look like in action in classrooms literally around the world? Because I feel like it's that message, and you said it perfectly. It really doesn't matter where you live, or what language or languages you speak, or what customs or traditions you practice. Like, the end of the day, we are one world and one human race. And when we provide our young people opportunities to solve real problems,
yeah,
I mean,
and you know what? I really think that it's enriching for students and for teachers to imagine like doing this project all over the world, this kind of projects all over the world, and then sharing it between teachers and schools and cultures. They can learn from them and like share experiences and share thoughts and share solutions. I think this is something that this is something that it involves all of us, including kids and adults. So
and sometimes we think that the kids are too young, that they don't know, or they don't have good ideas. And I'm like, no, just have a conversation with your student. Like, I taught second grade, and I thought, I'm like, they cannot do that in second grade. But the way they think, because they are exposed to all these other things, they have ideas that we don't think, and we need to value that and empower them to just like, yeah, what you think might change the world eventually, because it just takes one one person
Oh!
to see it.
Manny, that is it. Because all it takes is one person to stand up, raise their hand, and say, like, I want to be part of the change. I want to be part of that solution. And honestly, once you have one, then it becomes many. And I feel like this digital citizenship community, that's how it's all started. It was like, one person in one area that said, I want to change the narrative in my community. And then the next hand goes up and the next hand. And before you know it, we really have created something that is we, not me. And it's got that intergenerational approach where it doesn't matter how young or old you are, like we're all learners first. Mm-hmm. So I'm really glad to hear about the SDG projects that you've done, how you just described it, because that's what we envision happening, in the month of October. So now with that being said, I'm going to open this up. Whoever wants to answer this next question, where's that puzzle piece with like Edpuzzle, right? Like what's that piece? What's going to be, for anybody that's new to Edpuzzle, like what is Edpuzzle? Why is this the perfect tool and platform for this combination?
I think the idea of DigCit, of citizenship, means that we are empowering students to be part of a community, like we mentioned just now, and therefore it's important for the students to see that they also have a say and a voice in this. And when we use Edpuzzle, number one, we have a set of ready-made video lessons, and I think Sam is going to share more about that later. We call them Edpuzzle Originals. So we have these standards aligned series of lessons which are ready to use. But the thing is that it is also possible for teachers, educators, to modify these. They can add in their own questions. And why might we want to add in our own questions? Because like I said just now, we want to make sure that the students see that they have a say in this large, possibly nebulous idea of DigCit. So teachers can put in their own multiple choice, open-ended questions. And that's great because it means that we hear from more diverse voices. We are centering the student in this learning journey. And we can talk more about that later as well. On top of that, using Edpuzzle, we can also flip that learning. Instead of this being one-way traffic, we can incorporate projects for students where they are presenting their views. So for example, when you assign what we call Edpuzzle's student projects, we are essentially creating safe spaces for these students to also share their ideas with you and also with their peers. Because when they submit their own Edpuzzle video lessons, they can put in their own questions, they can put in their own thoughts. And once again, we are hearing from your whole class. We are not just presenting what the teacher thinks should be DigCit, but we are also inviting the students to be in that conversation. And the awesome thing about this is that what the teacher is also doing, knowingly or unknowingly, is that you are mimicking online spaces in larger spheres, right? You are creating this environment where students are also learning about how they communicate with each other respectfully, how they present their ideas. And when this happens, they could then expand on their ideas in what they know to be a safe environment. What I would suggest is that beforehand, the teacher could model how to navigate this conversation, because we don't expect students to be already experts in how to agree or disagree respectfully, how to expand on their peers' ideas. And so this is also an opportunity for the teacher to show, okay, we're going to exchange ideas, we're going to learn from each other. How do we do that respectfully and appropriately?
That's that idea of civil discourse, which, by the way, it's not just about young people. I feel like the grown-ups, it's an art, and we have lost it. And so going back to that importance of that intergenerational, that we all need to, have opportunities to practice, that is important. What I kind of just heard was, so teachers can create things in Edpuzzle, but I also heard students can create things. So that then also adds to that two-way street. And I know that we talk a lot about we want to help our young people. Oh, well, actually, we want to help everybody, all ages, not just be consumers, but to be content creators. And that would be that puzzle. I feel like the why behind Edpuzzle, having that opportunity to be a creator.
But for that, for you to be able to create, you need a lot of modeling. You have to have like good examples of like, this is how a professional would do it. And when I was an edtech coach, you have some amazing teachers that do great lessons and some that just wing it. I'm like, this might not be a perfect example for a student to see. That's why we decided to create an Edpuzzle Originals that are like created by the professionals that know the content, and they're like, this is exactly how a teacher should do it. So the teachers learn how to do it with an example. So the student is learning again by example and how to do it. And then when you get a student project, they have experience, good models by what they've seen and experienced, and then they create their own experience, for others to learn.
I love it. I love it. Well, that was a nice little segue right into Sam. I felt like he just really
yes, I sure did.
sent it right your way. I don't know.
Read
It
it
was
up,
like really nicely. It was really, really nicely done. So, and it would, so we get the idea about, the why behind, content creation, but, let us know what are these originals, and specifically the original for Digital Citizenship Week, which we're going to extend beyond the week, by the way.
Awesome. Yeah. And just to piggyback off of what Manny was saying, like just how hard it can be sometimes to find that high quality content. I remember I have lots of friends who have taught to digital citizenship, and like you search it on YouTube and you're just like slogging through video after video, and it's like, this is okay, this isn't really great, because the kids recognize if it doesn't look good, like they'll immediately just, nope, I'm not engaged. And one of the greatest things about Edpuzzle is our video production team is just so top notch. My background is in Hollywood. I come from animation and cartoons and things, and it is such an honor to be working with these animators here who put these lessons on their feet in a super fun, engaging, professional, slick way that teachers can feel confident, like this is the stuff, this is the good stuff that will keep kids engaged. And so with our digital citizenship collection, it's 12 lessons that are just open and go, ready to go. They're each about like 5 or 6 minutes long. And that's part of the really great part of it too, is that a lot that's out there is long, or like there are lessons that are like, you need like 45 minutes to an hour to teach to this. And it's like, what a nice idea that. And so we made one of our top priorities is just doing all the heavy lifting of distilling, concentrating, focusing, getting all the most important stuff down into these short, digestible lessons that can stand completely alone as an assignment in class or as homework, bell work, anything, or it can all be integrated into a teacher's curriculum for digital citizenship that they already have. It can stand alone. It can enrich. It's just versatile, which is what we love about it. It's what we're excited about it, and everything is aligned to ISTE's digital citizenship standards, which is just super important. It's been a really great North Star for us, and it's the topics range from digital footprint to cyberbullying, online behavior. We have a handful of lessons in like the security space, staying safe online, protecting yourself from online scams and things like that. Stuff that's relevant, because like there's so much out there too that like, you look at like, oh, when was this video created? 2015. The internet has changed 100 times over since 2015. And so we're prioritizing keeping it fresh, keeping it modern, keeping it relatable, and just as effective a tool as possible in the classroom.
In fact, I should have grabbed it from that doc. Is there a link we can put into the chat, Manny, that like, where can we find, good, where can we get, because this is something for teachers that might be, this is like something new. I want to try.
So put it in the private chat so people can just tap on it.
Okay.
I'm putting the link to the blog that has
Oh, good.
some of them. We have an internal document that has all of them. I just don't know if I can make that public. But
So maybe
eventually, we will want to
Let-
have them all.
I will make it public.
How about should we put the blog
Yeah,
out
the
there?
blog is the blog is out. So I
Okay.
put it in.
Okay, good. So then they'll know where to go. And it's for, putting your toe into the pool, right? Like taking that first step. This is very flexible for a teacher to be able to do right away for DigCit week. And what a nice introduction into, and the fact that it's connected with ISTE. We are partners with ISTE's DigCit commit, which is now kind of evolved into DigCit Connect. We're one of the organizational partners, and so being aligned to ISTE and having your content connected, your message, that content has the right language. So when you just talked about how much the internet has changed since 2015, when we started out with digital citizenship, it was very reactive, right? Like when we were looking at the elements of digital citizenship or how we taught it, it was a lot of a list of don't do this, don't do that. That's what we told back in 2015. And now the focus has become, instead of a list of don'ts, let's change them into I will statements, so going from that reactive to proactive. And so I love the fact that Edpuzzle has the originals. It's something that teachers can easily do. Is there a certain age? How, what grade are your originals for?
Yep. So within the collection, we have a handful that are geared toward grades 3 through 5, handful for 6 through 8, and a handful for 9 through 12. But the great part of it too is that even the lessons that are for 3 through 5 are effective for middle schoolers. Like it's never teaching down or talking down. It's all valuable information. I mean, even we've shared these videos internally with other members of our team, and they're like, wow, I needed that refresher on strong passwords. Like, even though the strong passwords lesson is a grades 3 through 5 lesson, like I sent it to my parents to be like, how are your guys' passwords? And they watched it and they're like, oh, we need to make a change.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's a good reminder for everybody, no matter what age you are. In fact, I wish do you have a lesson on how to remember your passwords? I think that might be my.
It's part of it. It's part of it. Yes.
That might be my nemesis,
Yeah.
Well, I think it makes it super easy because, like, I was that teacher that DigCit. I don't know what DigCit is. My kids don't need that. I know what my kids need. What they need is content. So I'm going to spend this whole week that I'm supposed to DigCit, because then that's not going to be in the test. That's not going to make them good readers, because I was an ELA teacher. I'm going to teach them more of what they need. And not knowing that I was doing a disservice to my students. But with this little 5-minute videos, I'm like, oh, this is not as foreign as I thought it was, just because it's a word that I've heard, yet I don't have any connections with, because I had no idea what it was. And when I moved to district office, I'm like, I was a teacher that never did it. So it cannot be just in isolation, because teachers don't know. You need to make it, like what Sam's saying, is appealing, short, concise. You have to make it merge with the content that you are already doing. If you're reading a book, it's like, how do you think this character should be a good citizen? How do you think they should behave, in the, with everybody else, digitally or in person? Even the silly things with the password, I had no idea that DigCit has anything to do with passwords. It's just like, I did not know. So I feel that this makes it a lot easier, and now all these events that are popping around everywhere, it just makes it a lot more welcoming and not as fearful for people to be like, I wonder what this is.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
And that change for Misty has really gone to changing those elements. And so it's really now that proactive, and there's 5 of them. How to be alert, like how do I create safe spaces for myself and others? The next one is balanced, and that's that idea of prioritizing your time on and offline. Engaged, which I feel like is that is the standard that connects perfectly with Edpuzzle. about, you know, how are you engaged? How are you? That's that idea about being the creator and not just the consumer. That next layer is being informed, which I feel like is digital literacy. It's media literacy, being able to accurately you know, be informed about the you see something online and you just don't take it for face value. You know how to go about and verify the sources. And then that last one is about being inclusive, right? So this is for not just some students or some those classrooms, but for everybody. That diverse piece. And what Juenia, I'm going to have you jump in here because we have taken those 5 and we've added our own layer.
Yeah.
Because we don't want, like what you've all said, we don't want to just talk about it for Digital Citizenship Week, like, and you put a check in the box, you have an assembly. We want this to be ongoing every single day.
Yeah, and that will be how to be an impactor, how you're going to take action, how you're going to be a creator, not only a consumer. How are you going to impact your own community, locally, globally, digitally? How you can make a good change around the world, around in the internet, around everywhere. So that's our perspective, and that's what we add on. And just to keep on the last conversation, I think that teachers and educators with that perspective, having all these elements and all these layers that we were talking about, no matter what subject you are teaching, I mean, well, digital citizenship can be embedded in every single subject, just as we had our opportunity on with a Spanish teacher. She just brought up also digital citizenship and make student connections with a classroom around here in Mexico. So it was digital citizenship, SDGs, and language. So that's totally powerful. And that is like a really great experience for students. And they will totally be engaged and want to be like part of the process of learning side by side with students around the world, right? So that's how we add that extra layer to be an impactor.
Right. So that it's like that actionable piece. We make digital citizenship a verb, something that we all, you know, practice every single day. So I want to give a shout out. Michael Drezik is in Lakeshore Central. That's his school district in upstate New York. And this past June, we hosted that event. We hosted a DigCit summit around the state of New York has this new state initiative around civic readiness. And so we hosted a day of conversation to make connections and build community around civic readiness. And we got to do it in partnership with Edpuzzle. So you were there from the very beginning. But what is happening at that event, we gave out our very first impact awards. We gave an award to an educator, and that's the educator Juenia was just speaking about. A middle school Spanish teacher, and the work that she's doing is absolutely incredible. When everything that we've talked about, creating those authentic learning experiences, you know, in the classroom, but not just impacting your community, kind of skipping stones, that ripple effect, that what you're doing positively impacting your own community is impacting other communities globally and digitally. And so I went on Tuesday, I hand delivered the award. It was announced in June, but I hand delivered it on Tuesday. And Michael Drezik's district, the second award we gave out, so we gave an individual one for an educator, but we gave a school community. And what's happening at Lakeshore Central, and I know that they are an Edpuzzle school district, but what they are doing is exactly what our wish is for all school communities everywhere. It's not just what the young people are doing in the classroom, but it's at home, it's at play, it's at work. We've done a lot of presentations with Lakeshore to as our model, because it's a true community approach. And we are excited that another puzzle to this piece is as we are getting ready for this event next month, every single day, showcasing what this DigCit SDGs looks like in communities. We have a larger goal. Juenia, you want to share what, like, we're connecting dots, we're adding puzzle pieces. What's happened in the spring that Edpuzzle will be a part of as well?
Yeah, the big surprise for everyone is like we want to have a live showcase in-person event in New York, so people can join us, and students that work with us throughout the school year can be with us presenting their projects along with the tools that they have used during the school year. And Edpuzzle will be absolutely present with us during that event.
Yes, we will.
So this is what we're really hoping. We want to invite our community to, like, not just put your toe in the water. We want you to jump in off that diving board, right? We want you to do the Edpuzzle Originals. We want you to experience student creations, like students creating in Edpuzzle, because what happens in, just like the idea started in June for that event. Now we've got October, where we have this opportunity to actually do something. We're hoping October is the start of some incredible passion projects that we will then continue to be able to showcase this upcoming spring. So we have the venue. We can't confirm the venue because we don't have the exact date, but we have a venue.
What?
Yes, no, we have a venue. We have a venue. But once we have the date, we'll announce everything. But that idea of a student showcase, I don't know about all of you, but I'm tired of going to conferences where you hear the grown-ups talking, because that's just talk. I would go to a student session every day of the week, twice on Sunday. So the fact that we can celebrate students leading the way, leading the conversation, and honestly, what is happening at Lakeshore, they have created so many opportunities to have the outside community to come and learn with the students. And our students are our experts.
Yeah, students are like, we need to make this more student-centered. Like, even though we are the adults or the teachers, like knowing the subject that we're teaching, they can create awesome things. Like we underestimate what they can do. And it is, I would be thrilled to hear, like you said, Mary Alice, different students like talking about their experiences or their projects. As a teacher, that encouraged me to do something more with my own students. Like hearing their experiences would be great to maybe to make my my classes better or my projects better. And something I really like about the Edpuzzle Originals, one is that, like everybody said, there are tons and tons of material to use in a classroom about digital citizenship, but to know which one is the best for me or for my students, it's difficult because there are a lot. So what I like about Edpuzzle Originals is that you have content that is curated, that is ready to go, that is perfect for teachers. And like you said, not only for students to watch it, but also teachers. Well, in my experience here in Mexico, the digital citizenship is not as a big thing as in the US, but we're getting there. But for example, in the school that I used to work, teachers were not aware of what DigCit was. And I was really shocked because we're teaching students in an era where they learn through digital stuff, social media, videos, etc. So it's really important that even schools, like the principals and the heads of the educational like system in every country, gives this training to teachers about digital citizenships, because teachers are the ones that are going to promote that and teach with the example to students. So I think this is a very important, necessary subject that needs to be taught or teach. Sorry if my grammar is not correct,
It's
but
fine.
in the schools.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we can make great things. And what you said, Mary Alice, just to watch kids or to see kids talking about their experiences, and maybe they will teach us something about digital citizenship in their own lives. I don't know.
It's personalized learning.
yeah, and this is a subject that I'm really passionate about, because I was really looking forward in the school to get all the teachers involved in digital citizenship. It is a very difficult, because sometimes teachers are like very resistant in like changing the way they are teaching, or like to
Include it.
yeah, and yeah, exactly. How to include it in my class. I'm not going to include one more thing, but that's not the way. I mean, it's more like organic, like through the class, you're going to teach them how to be a good digital citizen, digital citizen.
I think that now more so that we have schools are 1-to-1. My son is in first grade and he has a computer. You're opening up the world, and if we're not teaching them how to use the device, honey,
No.
OMG, that is either hashtag tech for good or hashtag tech for is going to be a hot mess express happening right here, and somebody's going to get in trouble. So we need to be teaching teachers is like, this is important more so now that a lot of districts are 1-to-1. It's a good thing, or it could be a very dangerous thing. It's up to teachers and up to us to make that aware.
And you know what, Manny? What I really used to do as a teacher is what somebody of you said about saying it in a positive way. For example, the principals were like, they are not going to be able to have access to YouTube. And I'm like, why are you restricting? Sorry. Why are you restricting something that you haven't taught how to use? I mean, we need to teach children or kids or students how to use it in the correct way. It's the same thing with social media. At Easter, I was like promoting the student project, and I was telling them that right now, like the influencers thing, or only in Mexico, but the influencers thing in social media are like, wow, right now. So I was telling them, like, you can tell your students to be the influencer talking about how to reduce inequalities, for example. So you're using social media in a positive way to impact society and other people. Like, you need to use what you have in a positive way. So as a teacher, as educators, we are responsible for that, because nobody's going to teach them, not even their parents. This is something that teachers at school need to do. And like Manny said, teach them how to use the
iPad or computer,
iPads, or the tools that schools gives you. Because also sometimes, like, people think that you having an iPad, it's not something to educate, or that it's going to help me educate children or students. And we need to change that mindset that people sometimes have about technology, about digital citizenship or social media or different tech tools.
Yeah, it kind of how to be that.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, it kind of is like, it goes with that idea that it's on all of us. But there are times that I've heard where, well, I don't have time, or it's not mine, somebody else. There's something like that can happen in like with the teacher librarian, or that can happen in the tech course. Like it's not my responsibility. And that's where that idea that we all should be raising our hand, right? Like, I want to be part of the change. I want to be part of the solution. And that's why it should be every single day, like not, DigCit week, but something that we collectively, want to do and embed into all of our everyday routines.
Exactly. Yeah, totally agree. I mean,
this
is something not to teach only in 1 week per year. It's something to live with, like to really engage with it as a person and like live with it.
But
I remember Jason Roller, my mentor. He told when he was in San Francisco in our Digital Citizenship Summit, he mentioned that digital citizenship is like the glasses that you put on every single morning before you start your day, and start thinking, how are you going to use technology for good every single day, in every single device, in every single moment, right? It's something that you need to put every time you go and will use technology, how you're going to make an impact, how are you going to be human with the other person that is behind the screen, how are you going to be human with all your comments, with your contributions. That's something that we need to have like every day, not only like you said in 1 week, but it's every single day for every single person. And the problem right here is, like, for example, so many devices that are given to kids, like just to give them like a nanny and that's it. But take a look at that. Why are you giving that nanny if it's not like the safest place, or like the kid doesn't have like that responsible and positive attitudes, or he doesn't know how to, okay, he will know how to manage it, but how to be using that for good, how to be responsible, how everything, the only parents and teachers can go along with them. Like we always say, learning side by side.
Yeah, exactly. For example, what you said, Eugenia, just reminded me that I used to teach elementary kids, so they were little. And when I talked about digital citizenship and like how to do a safe password and how to remember your password and all the themes that the digital citizenship is, I also used to tell them, sorry, that they could teach their parents about this. I mean, I told them it doesn't matter if you're an 8-year-old. You can teach your parents about this, because I can assure you that they don't know how to create a safe password.
That's right.
Or how to be, I don't know, like how to react when there's bullying, cyberbullying, or do you know what I mean? That they
spot misinformation. That's a big one. Misinformation and disinformation.
Yeah, exactly. And
like closing the gap, the generational gap, right?
Who is going to teach our parents? Let's be real. Have you ever, like when you were in school, did you ever heard something about digital citizenship or how to be a good digital citizen? I didn't. And right now, I mean, my generation doesn't know about it. So it's time for kids to give them that opportunity and that that opportunity to talk to their parents and teach them too about this, or even their grandparents.
Which they do. They get scam phone calls or emails. I'm like, you should be looking for some clues. Because it happens to my parents all the time. Like, really? Do you think the government is going to call you asking for this? No, they won't. But they don't think. And that's something that we do teach in school. I'm like, go ahead, Imran.
It's interesting that you mentioned parents, Maho. Yeah, because that's what I feel as well, that because students still spend more time at home than in school, and so the idea of DigCit shouldn't stop when the school bell rings. We have to find a way to bring parents into the conversation. As a teacher, that's what I tried to do. We tried to have talks for parents. We got them to engage in conversations. We provided scaffolds for them to conduct like family discussions, family conversations about DigCit. Because at the end of the day, they're going to spend more time there. And so a lot of the experiences at home will...
I think he froze, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I couldn't agree more, though. I hope he comes back. I hope the Wi-Fi. But I put in that link. So what Lakeshore Central, instead of having that expert come and do an assembly, it was different classrooms, K-12 classrooms, and we've invited the outside community to come and learn with the students. And that was that, the idea of that you were teaching your parents. It was that what Hueni had said, that what we want to do is to create these learning experiences where we get to learn side by side. Everybody's a learner. Everybody has something to share and teach, but everybody's a learner. So, you're back. This is perfect.
Yeah.
We lost you for a brief moment.
Yeah, I got that. I think the Wi-Fi here is a bit shaky. Oh, okay.
We
was
were
everything
agreeing with
missed
you.
out? Should I?
No, keep
Oh,
keep that thought going.
All right. I also want to talk about what Maho said earlier on about the resistance by some teachers, and I fully get that because I was a teacher as well, and I quite like, was it Mary Alice or Henia that said we should put on our DigCit glasses? I think every teacher is a DigCit teacher because you can't run away from that. And the key thing here is not to look at DigCit as a silo on its own, compartmentalize DigCit as a separate lesson or a separate subject, but to look at what we're already doing and see where DigCit can enhance what we are doing. For example, I was a teacher of chemistry, and one of the things I did was one of the exercises that the students did was to have to look up some information online. And I use that as a chance to take them through, okay, you know, if you put in this search term, what do you get? What results do you get? What's the difference when you use another search term? And why are the search terms ads? Oh, sorry, why are the first few ads? Do we validate some of these results? Do they make sense? Are they legit? Are they the pieces of resource that we should use in our work? So I was a chemistry teacher, but you know, I tried to see where the opportunities were and put them in. And so perhaps more teachers could start to look at what they are already doing rather than look at DigCit as something they can add on.
Exactly.
Yep.
I was on mute. Sorry. I was trying to find another video. But yeah, I love the glasses analogy too from Dr. Jason Oler, by the way. And I feel like poor Sam might feel left out because, you know, the five of us have glasses. No, we haven't. No, because we have the five of us. No, the five of us have glasses. So you might feel like,
they're in the cabinet over there. I wear them to drive. Don't worry.
Okay, all right. No, with the analogy, I thought, oh no, the only one not wearing them. So, okay, what do educators need to do for to get going with an Edpuzzle account? What's that next step?
Just go to edpuzzle.com. You sign up for free, and you get free. We as Edpuzzle, we don't want teachers to pay. You get a free account. You get 20 videos. Once you run out of videos, you find yourself a friend. It says, "Hey friend, I got a code," and then the friend puts the code in, and then you get 3 more, and then you find another friend. So eventually, what we want is for teachers to start using it and see the value of it, because once you get it, it's gonna, OMG, this is amazing, and you're gonna love it. So then the sales team will take care of it with the schools, but the community team is like, honey, let me show you. This is amazing. You get all these lessons, find you some friends, and then you can potentially use it for free. So
if I have an account, I can go and I have access to the Edpuzzle Originals.
I was just gonna say that.
Okay, like that. So, is that part of it?
Here's the caveat, and I learned that big word through my all.
It's fancy.
Yes, I'm like, caveat. What's that word? I'm like, let me Google it. Kind of like what I tell my kids: if you don't know something, just Google it. So
don't ask me.
Right. So the caveat there is it's free in the US. As of now, Edpuzzle Originals is only available for paid premium accounts outside the US. But for the US, you have access to everything. And all the resources, the student projects, Edpuzzle Originals, everything. Like the whole thing, the whole shabam. The recorder that we have is just the best thing ever. Free.
So the beautiful thing is we can start like right away.
Yeah, you don't have to wait. Just click, sign up with Google or with Microsoft if you want, or you can create a username and password. Even if you have the free version, and you can have links with Schoology or Google Classroom or anything, that's fine. The only limit is the 20 videos. There's a lot of schools already have the pro version anyways, but we integrate with all kinds of LMSs. Like you name it, we have it, honey.
Yeah, and we I mean, I know we're talking about DigCit, but we also have an amazing amount of Edpuzzle Originals that our incredible curriculum team had made that they can also use.
Yeah, by the end of the year, we'll have high school and middle school.
Mhm.
What? That's like, whoa. So, which is the fact that you get like good examples, because when you go and you find sometimes it's like no, I don't want this, and once you get the gist of like, oh, so this is what a good lesson looks like, you grab the recorder and you record your lessons, because kids want to learn from you because you have that connection. They want to hear your humor. That you need. Some teachers are not comfortable with this, so like, we have everything ready for you, honey, like pill and stick. It's like, you got it.
I love it. I love it. Well, I want you to know, I was just in the background listening, but I put in, not only at Lakeshore did we do a student-led DigCit Summit where the outside community came to learn with the students, but I put 2 other links, and it was at Lakeshore, but it's learning with seniors, senior citizens, and it's the young people, right? It's the students coming and teaching the seniors. And I just wanted to say that I'm adding that in because, you know, the idea of putting the glasses on, this is something like that community approach, you know, needs to be done. And this is what it can look like. And this is what we really, when we work with school communities, this is what we're encouraging, is that everybody's learning together. But with the seniors, there was that line, and it was like, you know, everybody needs a purpose to get up in the morning, right? And how much it meant for those seniors to have the young people come and teach them. And it was like, again, that 2-way street. And the other one, and I'll put this one up right here, was learning with industry. So we did something at Lakeshore again. This is why they are our model school. Their approach to learning with the community is that we brought the outside industry, and we had a future ready kind of DigCit ready event, and the parents and the students. And, you know, I think when we invited the outside, you know, industry to come, they always feel like they're the experts. They were going to come and, you know, that's the model that's always been used. They're going to come and teach, you know, the students or the parents. But this was that 2-way street again, and everybody was learning together, and it was really, really exciting. And those are the things that we want to really always encourage. And we want to set the bar high. Like, what should it look like? This is what it should look like. And I'm glad that Michael Drezick was able to join us tonight. And I'm really looking forward to what is going to be created as a direct result of this partnership, not just in October, but, you know, that ripple effect that it will continue throughout. And what are we going to be able to showcase this spring? What kind of student projects will be a direct result? So that to me is really exciting.
Samesies. I'm like, ooh, what else? What else we have in, you know, in the plans, in the making?
I know. So we've got all that information below, so that whether people joined us live or they're going to catch it after the fact, how to get an account. And even I feel like for that teacher that still might not be 100% ready, you know, sign up for the account and start with the Edpuzzle Originals.
Right.
Like, just like the layers of digital citizenship, start with that layer, keep adding to it, right?
Yep.
So it's really exciting.
Yeah,
So
because once you join your school, you have access to the lesson plans that the teachers inside that district has done. So you also have lessons made for you by teachers that work in the same school district.
That's fantastic. Well, Hueni and I can't thank you enough, not just for joining us tonight and for DigCit Week, which we've made into DigCit Month, but for this ongoing partnership that really speaks, I feel like, relationships first, because it really does matter. And if that's what we're asking, you know, in our classrooms and in our school communities, you know, we're practicing what we preach, and it means a lot.
Yeah, we always say it. You teach relationships, and it's like, it's just not for the kids.
No.
Yeah, when you said that earlier today, I was like, Oh, you let me cry. You're so right. It's all about relationships, and it's true.
all about relationships and an ongoing partnership. So it's not just a one and done, like, oh, we're gonna, partner for this event, and then it's ongoing. And that's the part. And the fact that this is about for creation, right, versus consumption, that's the connection, right, to the digital citizenship pillars. So it's really exciting. So we thank you all for joining us tonight, and we're really looking forward to what's to come.
Yes. Well, thank you
Thank
guys.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect.